On May the 8th, The Atlantic released an article detailing a shocking statistic. Life expectancy in 8 eastern Kentucky counties was lower than that of the previous generation, a statistic unseen since 1980. Of these counties, Powell County and its neighboring county, Estill, made this unfortunate list. We sat down with Judge Executive James Anderson to talk about how these numbers can be not only derived, but can also be misleading about life here in Powell County.
Yeah, naturally, when you see a report like that, it's very troubling, and not that some of the things listed in what I read is troubling, but I think it also paints a lot of pictures that are not exactly accurate. It very much plays up the poverty or stereotypical Eastern Kentucky stereotype for people being less educated, poverty, obesity, those things, and naturally some of those are problems that naturally Eastern Kentucky has. But I think what it really does, it's very misleading, and I think the drug epidemic plays a lot bigger role in that than what actually the report points to. And also another thing that this report does, I think it runs through the year 2014, so it's very deceptive in a lot of regards. That's like here in Powell County, what advances have been made since those reports come out. If you look at us in relation to what we've done with our unemployment numbers, when I come into office in 11, we were close to 13% unemployment. We've cut that by over 6 points. So it paints, in this instance, for speaking from Powell County, it definitely paints us in a negative light. It doesn't take into account any of the positives that's happened since then. And like I said, I think it definitely undersells the role that drugs have had in that. And I looked at their website, never was able to actually obtain how they calculate that. I would assume that it would take a life expectancy and average it out. And naturally, if you have an overdose death, if you look at the age of those individuals, those naturally knock down some of your longer living population relatively quickly. So they can, and then having such small populations, it doesn't take but 2 or 3 deaths to vastly impact a population of 12,614 people.
I also had the chance to ask Judge Anderson how he felt that healthcare in our region impacted this study.
I think, you hear all the discussion about getting rid of affordable healthcare, and I know there's a lot of people that may not have sympathy toward an addict or think that's something of their own choosing, but I would ask everybody, including our state and local folks, we use these scare tactics in trying to undo such acts as affordable health care by putting out what it's going to cost us as taxpayers over the next X years. But at the same time, I haven't seen any significant studies that shows what this cost us without it. And I think that's really where our state and federal folks need to start coming to the local level, asking us what it's going to impact at the local level, because at the end of the day, that's where it's going to impact our people first. Where that really meets the everyday living folks. And when our ambulance services, our judicial systems, our jails get filled up with people that affordable health care was helping get rehab or what they needed, while those are expense that we as taxpayers at some point will pick up, people fail to realize without health treatment, we're still covering the cost. Maybe it's not quantified and it's going to cost affordable health care is going to cost X in year whatever. But I can assure you that when we have county inmates, when our ambulances are being run to death and stuff, we as taxpayers are still paying for those services. It may not be packaged up in a pretty number that's easily digested, and that's a problem. At some point, the people that affect these decisions have got to go back and quantify what these actual costs are to the local taxpayers when these services aren't available, or if these people are in a position where they can't get treatment.
Ultimately, it came down to one point. Powell County is still a wonderful place to live and work, despite what anyone may say, a point the judge was happy to elaborate on.
It's a very exciting time for Powell County, very much a lot of new economic growth, exciting things happening in our tourism and the quality of life. Places like Powell County affords people, you can come here and live for a quarter to a third of what it would cost you maybe 50 or 60 miles west and have the outdoor recreation and small town feel that a lot of people long for.